Hello and welcome to downtown Rutland, the 37th annual Halloween parade, and for the first time ever it is being telecast live on Channel 15 PEGTV in Rutland, with thanks to lots of people. I'm Ted Pendleton, on camera is Tom Leipold, and Brian Mayhew's down here making sure we're on the air. And we are about to begin the 37th annual Halloween parade for 1996. As you see the police car from the Rutland City Police Department, which is the lead unit, the lead police cruiser of the parade, which will go on for probably the next hour or so. And we have a big crowd here tonight. It's kind of chilly, a little bit chillier than we've been used to the last few days, and there's a pretty good wind coming out of the west, which thanks to Brian Mayhew, I have a hat that is keeping my head warm because the other hat I brought didn't fit over the earphones. Some people to thank for getting us on here live in downtown Rutland. Adelphia Cable and Norm Lozier for making sure the hookup was all working. The police department for giving us this nice prime location up a few feet in the air on top of the Channel 15 van. The Rutland City Fire Department has been a great help to us, and a few other folks that are deserving of thanks. JR's Auto Body has arranged or built this rack that we're standing on top of the Channel 15 van. Jim Cale is out with a camera that will be used to get some individuals in the crowd, and that will be edited into the taped version of this, which you will be seeing on replay sometime down the road. And Ernie Sewell, who's home resting, is also much deserving of thanks for all the help that he's given over the years. And Tom Leipold, of course, and I don't know where Michael Valentine is. Has anybody seen him tonight? I don't know where he is. Well, maybe we don't care, huh? That could be. All right, the lead police cruiser is just turning the corner, and we have the banner from the Rutland City Recreation and Parks Department noting the 37th annual Halloween parade, followed by the VFW color guard. This is VFW Post 648 from Rutland and the junior unit. And then in warm inside a topless Jeep is Rutland Mayor Jeffrey Wenberg and Mrs. Wenberg and the kids. I got one of the best seats in the house. This is just the beginning of a number of live events that will be broadcast. Actually, it's the middle of a bunch of live events that will be broadcast on Channel 15. You've seen candidate debates, and coming up on election night, we will be running live coverage of the election results. We are teaming up with WJJR and the Rutland Herald, and we'll be bringing you results throughout the evening on election night, November 5th. And this one piece of advice to you all: be sure to get out and vote on election day. It's an important responsibility we all have. This is the 37th annual Halloween parade. There are lots of folks. Some of the best costumes are right in the crowd, of course. And we'll probably be seeing those as the evening progresses. Our next unit here is the MSJ Pumpkin Princess, who happens to be the queen of the parade, Rebecca Pratico. She's just coming to the corner of Merchants Row and West Street, where the parade turns onto Merchants Row. We have a total of 51 units scheduled to appear in the parade in 5 different sections. Right now we're in the middle of section 1. That's Rebecca Pratico, the Halloween Queen. Very brave person to sit on an open convertible on a night like this. We've had some worse evenings. I seem to remember one year the Halloween parade was rained out, and the next night we came and it was snowing and sleeting, and it was even a worse night than the night before. I think our next unit coming into sight is the Rutland City Fire Department. There's a lot of smoke entailed in this particular float. This is the first of our floats tonight. A number of prizes will be awarded in Center Street Alley at the conclusion of the parade, at which time the dreaded jack-o'-lantern will be unveiled for all to see. And there will be some prizes awarded. And I think we're going to go to that event in our taped playback. So you'll have to watch this again to see who won. We're hearing the first noise of our bands. First of our bands tonight, the Fairhaven Union High School Band. This is the 37th annual Halloween parade. The first time it's been telecast live from downtown Rutland. So you're seeing it when everybody else does. And you also have the opportunity to stay warmer. We have this monkey here in the, trying to make the cozy up to the police officer down here. Some goodies are being handed out by the firemen. Looks like it's a UFO landing. That's what it appears to be. This may be a scene from Independence Day. And as they turn the corner, this is the Rutland Fire Department and the International Association of Firefighters, Local 2323. And Fairhaven Union High School's theme seems to be Star Wars. I think we're going to get a little serenade here, so let's listen to the band. Fairhaven Union High School Band. And the next unit is the Rutland Area Food Co-op. We have a banana and a carrot. And our next unit is the WSYB WZRT Z97 radio van. followed by Miss Jackie's Studio of Dance. And beginning the second unit of this, the 37th annual Halloween parade, is Miss Vermont in a nice Chevy Corvette. Nicole Juvan. And our next school unit is the Barstow Memorial School from Chittenden. And they've got their band. What's this say? The 100 Acre Wood. This is the Barstow Memorial School Band. Barstow School, of course, serves Chittenden and Mendon. And following the Barstow Memorial School Band is the Barstow Memorial School Float. And we've got a flatbed, our first flatbed float of the night. Looks like it's happy birthday to Winnie the Pooh. I see a picture of Eeyore and lots of kids up there with the presents for Winnie the Pooh. I don't see Christopher Robin. "70 years old, or 70 years young, is Winnie the Pooh. We'll have to wait and see what this next one is. This is Central Vermont Public Service, a company you can count on. Leading the pack is Jack Crowther of the CV Public Relations Department, taking pictures for the company newspaper, I'm sure. It seems to be the Central Vermont Public Service electric vehicle, the E-Vermont electric vehicle. And the continuing the CVPS float, we have a one of their big trucks, normally used to carry portable substations around, but today has a decorated float. Power poles, a lineman, a witch, a bumblebee, a gypsy, assorted pieces of vegetables, and his Uncle Fester, and the world's largest electric guitar. Here's a CVPS line truck with a few ghosts hanging off of its deck. This is the Castleton Medical School, put together by college alumni with a cemetery motif. A couple of people carrying scythes. I don't know if those are supposed to be death or just farmers. This is the Rutland High School Pumpkin Princess, Abra Langer, followed by the Rutland High School Ghostbusters, the Rutland High School Band. Those of you who saw the Ghostbusters movie will recognize the parade band major, the big marshmallow thing at the end of the movie. The next is the float from the Rutland High School Art Club. Always an interesting and artistic entry. The Trojan Cow. Here's the WJJR van. Happy honker there is Skip Carlton and driving the vehicle today. He said he was going to stay warm. Followed by some marchers that were enlisted on the air, and the theme is the 101 Dalmatians. A lot of the WJJR air personalities are in there, some of them hiding under masks, some of them not. There's Terry J. and lovely Linda, the prize lady. Nancy Gordon, coming back like an old penny, right? We have a Pittsford Fire Department truck participating in the JJR float, or unit. And our next unit is the Blazing Saddles 4-H Club. The theme to make the best better. It's a hay wagon with assorted ghoulies and ghosties and long-leggedy beasties. And we're about to begin section 3, and here's the Proctor Pumpkin Princess, Erin Ward. Followed by the Proctor High School Band. One of the things about the Halloween parade is apparently politicians are banned from the march, but they are not banned from the sidewalks. We've seen Lieutenant Governor candidate Doug Racine. Just saw Congressman Sanders walking through the crowd. Governor Dean was here earlier in the evening. A number of the state Senate candidates have been visible. Our 23rd unit is a pickup and trailer from the Rutland Area Visiting Nurse Association. And hospice. Recently connected with Ravna. Which added an H, but a silent H. Oh, there's John Carroll running for Lieutenant Governor on the Republican side, just coming through. Looks like this is Snow White. Is the theme for Ravna. Our next unit is the flatbed float from Killington Resort, coming down off the mountain, giving us a little taste of snow. They're making their own snow here tonight. They brought one of the gondolas down to get a peek at it. And we have a bear. Of course, a polar bear. Judges are going to have a tough time this year. There's some really good floats. This is the 37th annual Halloween parade, coming to you live from downtown Rutland. We have some marchers here. This is the Boo Bash 96. I guess that has something to do with politics or cheese. I'm not sure which. Little of both. This is a float from the Rutland Herald. And they're doing the theme of The Twister, which of course was a popular movie during the past summer. Talked about tornadoes. And of course the people that were chasing the Twister to try and dump Dorothy into it. Now Vermont's newest television station, WWIN, which is the WV network, is coming through with a truck full of the Animaniacs, which is one of their children's cartoon series. I guess the golf carts didn't make it. I don't blame them. It's a little too cold for golf. And now the next of our pumpkin princesses, the one from West Rutland. This is Melissa Stanley. Comes the West Rutland band and the Majorettes tiptoeing through the tulips. Seems they're trying to rush right through winter and get us back to spring again, which might not be a bad idea. We're just about halfway through if you're running your clock as far as the number of units are concerned. Our drum majorette is a watering can. Probably a little frosty right now. Our next float is the float from the Pleasant Manor Nursing Home. Somebody just, Brian Mayhew just told me that this is almost as big a parade as they had for the Yankees. I assume you mean in Wall Street. This is the Pleasant Manor Nursing Home's presenting King Arthur's Mystical Night. We have Queen Guinevere, I'm sure, in the front there with King Arthur and the round table, and Merlin spreading pixie dust all over the place. And St. George and the Dragon at the back, I guess. Maybe it's King Arthur killed a dragon. You never can tell. Now beginning our fourth section, Smokey Bear and the U.S. Forest Service, followed by Yellow Chicken. I'm not sure what. And our 32nd unit is James Mckenna. A couple of balloons are escaping, floating around in the wind. Another one of the pumpkin patch dwellers. And then we have a group here from Ben & Jerry's, complete with a chunky monkey and a couple of Woody Jackson cows, and the Ben & Jerry bus. Ben & Jerry's traveling show. I hadn't seen this before. Probably the marchers take turns. They go. Yeah, I don't know where Michael is. Have you seen Michael tonight?
Probably still up to the Rutland High School having lunch for $2.10.
Oh, having lunch for $2.10 at Rutland High School. Well, it's the first parade I haven't seen Michael at. You think he's in the chunky monkey costume, huh? Of course, those of you who don't know, Michael was in a David Giancola film called Tangents, and now known as Time Chasers, And in that, he had a line where he talked about Chunky Monkey being his favorite ice cream. This is Unit 35, which is supposedly the headquarters staff. These are some trees with white stuff in them. Not sure if it's supposed to be cobwebs or what some people spread around on cabbage night. It's really a big crowd here tonight. I'm glad they all came out. Glad you're having the opportunity to stay warm and see the parade as well. As we're presenting the 37th Annual Halloween Parade live from downtown Rutland on Halloween night. Next we have a band from Cat Country, WJEN and WJAN. This is Big Daddy's. Fine used cars. Mountain View Community School has I believe, our next float. That's right. We have a truck full of former or soon-to-be trick-or-treaters. Our next pumpkin princess is from Otter Valley Union High School. It's Shannon Brown. Followed by the Ghostbusters Boo-mobile from Pittsford Fire Department. They call this their haunted house limo. Of course, the Pittsford Fire Department annually sponsors the haunted house on 3 weekends before Halloween. It's a major fundraiser for the fire department. This is the Otter Valley Union High School Band. Let's listen. Our next float is the bus, Marble Valley Regional Transit, with a decorated 25-foot bus, which says in its little sign on the front where it tells where it's supposed to go, it's saying Happy Halloween, ghouls and ghosts and monster inside and boo and trick or treat. Boy, I'd love to see that going on one of the hospital route. That's pretty wild, huh? Our next scheduled float here is from Green's Auto and Locksmith. Looks like we got him. Looks like they got the witch and the cauldron all ready to boil up some little Hansel and Gretel cookies. At least the witch and Hansel. I don't see Gretel. Probably went inside to get warm. WEQX radio. And their van. Lots of goodies being tossed by various people looking for listeners. Or some people we want to thank for their assistance in getting us through and on the air live for you tonight. The Rutland City Police Department, the Rutland City Fire Department, JR's Auto Body, which provided us with the little stand we're operating from here. Brian Mayhew, Ernie Sewell, who have given invaluable assistance, and Jim Cale is out with a camera somewhere in this crowd, taking some pictures that will be brought to you when in the edited version, when we do these as a playback, when it's not live, unfortunately, but we can't mix two cameras here. This is Ray, the Rutland area vehicle enthusiasts, and they've got 12 to 15 cars supposed to be in here, and they're all varying ages, but all in excellent condition. Here's an oldie, old hot rod with a rumble seat and cobwebs all over it. And a vintage mid-50s Chevy. Bel Air. Is that a Bel Air? 57 Bel Air? I'm waiting for Christine. A Stephen King car. Now this is not an old classic car. I don't think so. Let's pick up here. We also want to thank Delphia Cable and Norm Lozier for getting us our drop in downtown Rutland. The drop is where they bring the cable down that we can hook into and feed a live signal back to our station at Stafford Technical Center, and then out to you where you are seeing it live tonight. This is an old Ford or a Mercury, is it? Not a great old car. There's an old Caddy. Cadillac. I don't know why these people didn't put the top down. This is a Mustang coming up. Pretty classy one. The end of the parade seems to be in sight. As we look back up the line, we see the police car, so we're getting near the end. Look at this. I think that's purple. And that's something. And an old Dodge truck, maybe? GMC, maybe? Tombstones for Are You Breathing and Shirley a Goner, who used to say, "Don't call me Shirley." We thought this is a crowd of people walking down the street. It is actually the Mill River Union High School band. It's got to be one of the biggest bands around. First, though, the Mill River Pumpkin Princess, Tricia DeLong, in a VW Bug convertible. The Minutemen band of Mill River Union High School, one of the premier bands in the Rutland area, in the state of Vermont even. Let's listen. Oh, I thought they were going to play. They fooled me. That band is so big they had to have a drum major halfway through. Our next float is the Rutland Regional Medical Center. They have a horse and buggy. Look like some Clydesdales. This is the Rutland Valley Kennel Club. With an assortment of dressed up canines. Almost said felines. Wouldn't get out of here alive if I'd gone into a kennel club and said that. This is K105 WEBK from Killington. And coming in a limousine is Jack-o'-lantern. Traditionally the final person or thing or whatever to come through the parade. I don't know what 5. He's having a good time. Now we're getting the spotlight from the Rutland City Police Department as the final element. Have a safe and happy Halloween from the Ice House Limousine. Just to remind you that you've been watching the 37th Annual Halloween Parade live from downtown Rutland on Channel 15, with special thanks going out to the Rutland City Police Department, the Rutland City Fire Department, JR's Auto Body, Brian Mayhew, Ernie Sewell, Jim Cale, Adelphia Cable and Norm Lozier, and Dave Pizzetti, and they, sure, didn't put him down on the lift. Glad you're back there, Dave. And Tom Leipold, of course, has been supplying us the camera, and Dave's just said thank you. And just to remind you that this is just one of many live events that you'll be seeing on Channel 15. The next one coming up Tuesday night, November 5th, with election night coverage on Channel 15 with yours truly, Ted Pendleton, and Pat Slattery, and we're teaming up with WJJR and the Rutland Herald to bring you comprehensive election results throughout the evening on Channel 15. Thanks so much for joining us. Hope you've enjoyed our first live Halloween parade on Channel 15, the 37th annual version, and we will be back again next year for another one. Thanks so much for joining us. I'm Ted Pendleton.